Hi everybody, and welcome to our next Family Gamer Unboxing the Box video. This is one that I've been putting off for a little bit because we've been kind of busy doing a bunch of things and getting ready for my daughter's second birthday, which is on the 24th. It's kind of hard to believe that my baby girl is growing up so fast. She's already 2 years old. So I do have a wonderful treat for you today. Today we're going to be unboxing the box of Merchant's Cove, which is by Final Frontier Games. And I'll just read a short blurb about this. It says, "Welcome ashore to Merchant's Cove. In this highly asymmetric Euro game, each player takes control of a completely different fantasy merchant, such as the alchemist, the captain, the time traveler, and the blacksmith. Using a unique set of role-specific components and gameplay mechanics, each merchant will compete to satisfy the demands of the bold adventurers who arrive each day to spend their hard-earned coin at the famous market piers. An exciting time resource mechanism will challenge each player to balance control over the customers, market versus running a highly efficient goods producing shop." So this is a Kickstarter game that we backed a while back, and it's by Final Frontier Games. Final Frontier Games also brought you Robin Hood, Merchant's Cove, which is this one. They brought you Cavern Tavern. That's the one I was trying to think of, which is actually one of my wife's favorite games right now. And there's something in this box that will allude to that game as well. So, Rise of Nobility, that's the other big Final Frontier Games game that we have. So they're all good, they're all fun, but this game we've been waiting for a while, and it's taken quite a while thanks to, in part of COVID and the shipping issues, getting boats out of China. So, without further ado, let me just get right into it. This big box here is full of wonderful goodies. First one I'm going to break out is the base game itself. So, Merchant's Cove, the base game is a 1 to 4 player game. It takes about 60 to 90 minutes is their estimate. So as you can see, it's nice and big. There's a lot of things that you have to punch out and put together. So the pieces are going to be wonderful and fun to put together. I can tell you that I'm looking forward to playing this because it's anticipated for a while. The other thing to this game is that, as I said, each person has a different merchant, and each person is using time management and resource management for individuals. So if you have 4 players playing the game, you have 4 different mini games going on at once and all vying for the customers. So it's a new mechanism and new mechanic that I'm looking forward to try. So here's the box. Big, sturdy, strong. As you may or may not be able to see that well, I'll do my best on this. There's lots of pieces that you have to put together. Your initial ships, your stalls, the product. It's a very elaborate game that I am looking forward to opening and playing. I'm hoping to table it real soon. Another thing to point out, I hope you enjoy this new table of ours. We built this so we can play upstairs, which you're in my living room right now. We built the table so it's low to the ground so we can sit and play, and it's also a functional coffee table per se, in which our daughter can sit and play with her toys as well. So I hope you enjoy it. We really like our game tables, and we really enjoy designing and putting things together. So if you're looking for a table, talk to me. We can work with you. Alright, let's get right into the next thing in the box. So this is a backer built rogue pack. So it has some additional cards that us backers actually gave input and helped design. So this goes right along with the base game. Here we go. The smallest box of Merchant's Cove. And this is the Secret Stash. So the Secret Stash has most of the stretch goals, unlocked stretch goals for the game. So it has additional figures, new boats. It's also a mini expansion that goes along with the base. So, yeah, lots of goodies inside this small box as well. The Secret Stash. So, as I stated, the base game is 1 to 4 players, but you can add a 5th player to the game. You have the choice between the Oracle, which the Oracle again has a new game, mini individual game mechanism that people focus on. So the Oracle, as Hagatha the Oracle, you deal in fortunes for the unfortunate. Read the stars, divine the future, and twist the fates in your attempts to part folks from their precious gold. Weary adventurers, visit your shop in search of hope and guidance. You offer this through lucky charms and horoscopes, but sometimes you need a little voodoo too. Just be careful not to let your dark dabblings or dirty dishes scare away too many honest customers. The Oracle is a new merchant you can play as well. It is centered around a roll and write style game with a pen, dry erase board, and custom dice tray. Each turn you throw a handful of ruins, a coin, bone, voodoo meeple, and dice into a divided dish. Then you record the results on your board in various ways to perform actions and predict the future. So the Oracle is another character that adds a 5th player element to the game. So in the games, you do have your miniatures for your characters, and Hagatha does look like how she sounds. So she's Hagatha the Oracle. Next in the wonderful box of goodies is the Innkeeper. The Innkeeper is another 5th player addition to the game. And the Innkeeper actually revisits Cavern Tavern. The Innkeeper's name is Mr. Nasty. So if you ever played Cavern Tavern or get a chance to watch some videos on it, you'll understand who Mr. Nasty is. So it says here, as Mr. Nasty, the infamous innkeeper, you give customers a simple promise: a stiff drink, a soft bed, and a swift kick in the pants for those who start trouble. You won't sell large goods at the piers like other merchants. Instead, you offer room and board to tired adventurers after the markets close for the day. But space is limited and customers are fussy. The last thing you want is folks yapping about a bad experience. The Innkeeper is a new merchant you can play. It is centered around a speculation game where you try to prepare rooms for the most common adventures in play at the end of each round. If you plan well and satisfy your guests, you can yield an ever-increasing income. However, if you fail, you can expect brawls to break out, which can hurt your business. So, again, this is an expansion, a 5th player addition to the game, and like Hagatha, Mr. Nasty has its own individual game to play within the game. So, can you be the best innkeeper out there? And instead of being called Mr. Nasty, you can call him something else, right? One more thing in this box that goes along with Merchant's Cove. Now this last thing is an addition, another expansion to the game. That was an add-on. So all this was part of our regular Kickstarter all-in package, but this one is an add-on because they thought of it, they talked to the backers, they got approved, they designed it, they worked on it, and it is called the Dragon Rancher. The Dragon Rancher is another 5th player expansion to the game. And it says, dragons are the hottest steeds in demand, and you, Dwelma Draketooth, have the market cornered. As a 7th generation Dragon Rancher, your last name is associated with the most sought after serpents in the 5 realms. Yet, it is not all glamorous. Young dragons are a handful to raise. They are fussy eaters, require lots of room to grow, and leave behind huge, steaming piles. Do you have what it takes to maintain the ranch and the Draketooth Dragon's pedigree? The Dragon Rancher is a new merchant you can play. It is centered around a mix of bag building Mancala style mechanism where you draw food and drop it in your board piece by piece. Once food is placed, the young dragons can follow the trails and grow bigger with every bite. So, once again, another mini game inside the game where it's Mancala style. So, Dwelma Draketooth, the Dragon Rancher. And that is all when it comes to Merchant's Cove itself. One thing I do really like about Final Frontier games is that they'll have a main base game to play to go along with the theme, and then they also have smaller they create a smaller sub game to go along with it, such as for Coloma there was a fistful of meeples, so the Wild West type thing. For Merchant's Cove, they do have a new game called Drawn to Adventure. It's a 1 to 4 player game. You and up to 3 other adventurers will embark on an epic journey across 5 realms where you can use your skills and abilities to slay monsters and complete quests. You will have the chance to earn many rewards such as mana to activate special powers, experience to level up your character, and of course, glorious treasure. Drawn to Adventure is a campaign-driven roll and write game, which my wife loves. Each player uses a dry erase flip book that contains 6 different hex grid maps. Campaigns are played over 3 of the 6 maps. After the 3rd map is finished, the player with the most treasure wins. So grab your mighty pen and come along. Fame and fortune await those who are truly drawn to adventure. So that is everything inside this big wonderful box. Again, it was a Kickstarter game that we really look forward to tabling and playing. Looking at it, it looks like we'll probably need a bigger space than just a 3x3 table to play on. So this baby will be played downstairs on our big table. We really do enjoy the Final Frontier games. They're Euro-style games and their smaller sub-games actually have kept us pretty interested in the various types of gameplay. Like with Robin Hood, you have to prevent the carts from getting into the city, which you'll lose characters, you'll lose your merry men. Overall, the themes of their games mesh really, really well together. And their 5 realms story is actually a nice ongoing theme where they can build from one game to the next to the next. And I'm sure my wife is going to really be interested in Merchant's Cove, and probably shall play the Innkeeper because it ties in with Cavern Tavern. I hope you enjoy this video. I'll plan on doing another video hopefully sometime soon. If you guys have any questions or comments, please let us know. Again, share your games, share your love of games. Tell us, what are you playing? Tell us, how are you doing? Tell us about anything you really want. We don't care. We just want to make sure that we can get more participation within the group. So tell your friends about it, gamers and non-gamers. This does not have to limit ourselves to games itself. And also I'll put in a plug for my blog that I've been writing and releasing each Sunday for the past 3 months now, 3.5 months. Make sure you read those. It's just a little something that, you know, helps me get back into writing. And I would love to hear your thoughts and comments on the blog as well. So the blog is look for the Family Gamer WA on Blogspot, I believe. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoy this video. We'll talk more about Merchant's Cove when we actually table it and start playing it. And have a great afternoon. Bye.